Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Second video of the day. If you haven't checked it out, go look at my reaction to the Myles Garrett trade. Because this is my reaction to the AJ Brown trade. It's official. Patriots are getting AJ Brown, as it's been said for months now. He's officially a pad, and I mean there's no real surprise there. Like everybody was saying New England, even though there was thought that maybe another team like Jacksonville or the Ravens or the Chiefs, maybe Chargers, other AFC teams could be in the mix. So, but AJ Brown is officially a Patriot, and it gives this team an elite wide receiver one. I know people are down on AJ Brown because of his down season, but I think in a better offense with Josh McDaniels, Drake May as his quarterback, he'll be back to form, and it gives this New England team a legit outside weapon that they didn't have last year. Like Stephon Diggs was fine, and the other guys like Kayshon Boutte or trying to think who else, Kyle Williams. Like they have a lot of young receivers that have some talent but are not the greatest. AJ Brown gives Drake May in this offense a legit wide receiver one, and this will elevate their offense to being better. And it was inevitable he was going to get traded. It was inevitable he was going to go to New England. And it is official, which everybody said around the June 1st deadline he was going to be traded because of the contract situation where if he got traded after June 1st, it'd be less money on Philly's books. And, the Eagles get a 2028 first, which isn't as valuable, but I still think could be really good. A 2027 fourth. So they get first and a fourth for AJ to at least give them something. They obviously drafted Makai Lemon. Devontae Smith, as a rookie, back in 2021, showed he could be a wide receiver one. So he'll be able to live, he'll be able to show that off. And we'll see. This is a good trade for New England to be able to get a guy like AJ Brown. Um, but it's also an interesting move for the Eagles just because, yeah, AJ Brown was that piece that they brought in that helped Jalen Hurts become the better quarterback. It's been, you know, last 3 years, it's been very inconsistent with Brown and the team's relationship, which is why this ended up happening. But, I think it's a good deal for both teams. I do think, like, New England needed a wide receiver one for a while. I know they signed Romeo Doubs, but he's not really a wide receiver one. There's a reason why Green Bay let him go with the cast of wide receivers they have, and it gives Devontae Smith an opportunity to be wide receiver one. Gives Makai Lemon an opportunity to step up as a rookie. I mean, they signed plenty of other guys like Hollywood Brown and others. So Philly's wide receiver room not the greatest after this trade, but still will be really good. And I think we'll have this team. Um, we'll have this team playing really good. So for New England, I'd probably give this an A. I think it was a really good opportunity to get a legit outside weapon for Drake May and this offense. And they didn't really have to give them up. Like they gave up their first 2028, but the 2028 class very unknown because all these guys have only either played one season or didn't even play their freshman year. Um, so it's not like they're giving up a 2027 first, which is supposed to be a elite class. And then they give up a fifth, which I think I said fourth earlier. I meant fifth. Um, yeah, day three pick that who knows what it'll turn out to be. So I think it was a good trade for the Eagles. I'd probably give it like a B, B plus maybe. I think it's like really good value to get a first for AJ Brown after trading away one for him. But I also feel like what's the word? I also feel like they could have gotten better value from other teams. Like I felt like they could have maybe got somebody in the trade, like swap for AJ Brown, or even going a 2027 first. So that's why it's not as high, but I do think it was good value for AJ for the Eagles. I mean, Howie Roseman known for making great deals, so I'm sure he'll be able to use these draft picks wisely and help this team contend. And yeah, those are my thoughts. There's not really much else to talk about when it's coming to this AJ Brown trade because it's more just talking about, the compensation and what I think each team did. I think it's a good addition for New England because you need an elite wide receiver. Like everybody talks about how you can get by with having fine wide receivers, but I don't think so because even in a league that is starting to become back to being run first, you still need elite wide receivers on the outside because then teams are going to have to count for both the run and the pass. But if you're a run first team and your receivers aren't the greatest, I do think it hurts you because teams aren't really going to pay much attention to those wide receivers, and it makes it harder for the team to have success eh, th- like throughout the season, is what I'm saying. So I think it's a great move to bring in AJ Brown, as I've said, to really help this team out, really be able to give Drake May that elite wide receiver that he'll be able to, know reliably he will be making elite plays game after game. And it gives New England an elite outside threat that they didn't have last year that I think will help this offense be even better than it was last year, especially with the offensive line hopefully being improved. I think this will help New England's offense be better than it was last year, despite it still being really good. And then Philly, new offensive coordinator. Now they have a new top two wide receiver because Devontae Smith is now the new number one, and Mekhi Lemon more than likely will be the wide receiver two out of the slot. So it'll be interesting to see what this offense looks like. No more Jeff Stoutland. So what will that offensive line look like? Um, because injuries played a big factor in why Philly's offense was not the greatest because the offensive line backups are not very good as the starters. But what happens when no more Jeff Stoutland's there? Will this offensive line be able to be as good, or will it regress and lead to this team not having much success, maybe leading to possibly both Sirianni and Hurts being out of Philly next season or next year after this upcoming season? But that'll do it for today's second video double upload. Um, hope you guys enjoy these types of videos of me just talking about trades that have happened and some of the other stuff. Let me know down in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I'll catch you guys in the next video, whenever that is. But until then, hope you have a great day, and bye.